few months ago, I started building my dream setup and then I kept upgrading it. If you have been following me for a while, you probably know this setup has changed quite a bit. I started with a pretty simple desk setup, then I added the second monitor, changed the lighting, cleaned up the PC, and slowly started turning this into the setup I had always wanted. And honestly, after all those small upgrades, I think I finally got it where I want it. So let me show you what I'm working with. The desk is probably where everything started. This is an IKEA desk and I went with the white one mainly because I really like that clean minimalist look. I knew I was going to have two monitors, my PC, speakers, keyboard, mouse, basically everything sitting here. And after using this setup for a while, I realized I didn't want some crazy RGB gaming desk. I just wanted it to feel clean enough that I actually wanted to sit here every day. The dual monitor setup was probably one of the biggest changes I made. Both of these are Acer monitors and the main monitor is 200Hz and the vertical monitor is 144Hz. The main one is obviously for gaming while the second one completely changed how I use my PC. I can have OBS open here, Discord or YouTube on the vertical monitors and still have my game running on the main screen. And once you get used to having two monitors, honestly it's hard to go back. For the keyboard, I am using Royal Klug RK65, a 65% mechanical keyboard. This is honestly one of the best budget keyboard I have used. It feels really good for both gaming and editing. And the sound, yeah, I don't think I'll ever get bored of that. For the mouse, I am using Solaka SM600. I have been using this one for around 2 years now and honestly, it's still worth the money. It just works and I don't really feel like changing it anytime soon. Yes, this is the thing you guys always ask me more than anything in the comments. Which camera are you using? And no fancy stuff, it's just my Poco X7 Pro. I use this for shooting B-roll, recording quick clips and sometimes behind the scenes footage. And with this little tripod, I can just put the phone wherever I want and get another camera angle. It's a small thing, but when you are creating content by yourself, it actually helps you a lot. And obviously, the main part of the setup, the PC. This is the thing that handles pretty much everything I throw at it. I am running Ryzen 5600X paired with an RTX 3070 Ti along with a 16GB RAM, a 500GB SSD and 1TB HDD. For cooling, I am using Anti-Sports air cooler. I have also added Leonly steamer cable extension because, well, a little RGB never hurts.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Everything is inside the Anti-Sports Crystal X6 cabinet. It's definitely not some insane flagship PC, but for gaming, editing and streaming, it gets the job done. And honestly, that's what matters to me. This is the Asteroid ErgoFit Ergonomic office chair. Nothing too crazy. I just wanted something comfortable enough for those long gaming and editing sessions. Because honestly, when you're sitting here for hours, a comfortable chair makes a big difference. I've been using this one with the setup and so far it's been doing the job really well. And then we have the one thing that was missing from this setup for the longest time, the microphone. For longest time, this was the one thing stopping me from actually taking streaming seriously. I already had the PC, I already had two monitors, I already had the games, I already had OBS installed. But every time I thought about streaming, I kept thinking, I still need a proper mic. So I finally decided to stop waiting and I picked up the Mono AU400. It's nothing too crazy, but for starting out with streaming, I think it's more than enough. And after adding everything up, I was actually surprised by how much this setup has cost me over time. You don't really notice it. But when you add everything together, yeah, that's when it hurts. The entire setup comes to around
135,373.
And honestly, when I look at where I started, it's kind of crazy seeing how much this setup has changed. This setup definitely is not finished. There's still a lot I want to change. Better lighting, better cable management, maybe a better camera. But for the first time, I feel like I actually have a setup that I'm proud to sit down at and create something. And honestly, I think this is just beginning. I have slowly built this setup one upgrade at a time and now it finally feels like the setup I have always wanted. So I'm curious, which part of my setup is your favorite? The PC, the dual monitors, the keyboard or maybe the mic? Let me know in the comments. I have added all the specs, prices and the links to everything in my setup in the description. So if you want to check anything out, you'll find everything there. And now that the setup is ready, it's time to actually start creating.